Hey, I'm Morgan from FinePoints.biz, and my goal is to help you get organized. Today I'm doing one of my very most requested videos, and that is how to make a contract of employment for your bookkeeping business. Make sure you subscribe to my channel down below for a new bookkeeping video each week. So on this channel, I suggest that you create your own business, you create an LLC, and then you work as an independent contractor for different clients. And that is a way for you to really diversify, and then also for you to be in control of your business. And I do definitely recommend having some kind of contract, or some people call it an engagement letter, something that outlines for both you and your client what is expected. And this can be really intimidating. I know, I totally understand that. It's like a legal document and you're kind of worried about it. I'm gonna tell you all my tips and tricks and thoughts in this video. I'm not gonna give you my contract that I use. I just didn't know what the legal ramifications are for this. And definitely anytime you're working with a legal document, consult a lawyer if you feel like that is the best thing to do. I'm definitely not giving legal advice today, but I'm just telling you from my experience of what a bookkeeper contract can look and feel like. And then towards the end, I'm gonna let you know the program I use to have my clients e-sign it. It's Hellosign, so I'll give you a quick tutorial of that program, which is really helpful. And then I'm also going to tell you some resources to where you can find those contracts, either through me or other organizations, or there's a couple free options I'll list as well. And this whole month on my channel, I have a series about starting your bookkeeping business. So definitely make sure you're subscribed to get all these free videos. And then I do have a class that talks about how you can start your bookkeeping business in 30 days. So I'm going to leave that link below for you if you're interested. And in that class, I do give you a contract that you can use. Right now, my class costs $150, so that might be like a wash if you were going to go to a lawyer and have a contract made up. I'm not sure how much they would charge, but it would probably be at least $150. So that is one of our resources if you're interested in that. So basically, the main things that you want to include in your contract are who's involved. So you and then your name and the name of your business, and then the name of your client and their business. And then you want to include anything about the scope of work. So in mine, I just have that as bullet points. So these are the 4 bullet points, for example, that you could use. So you categorize income and expenses, you input bills and print checks weekly, you reconcile bank statements monthly, and then send monthly financial reports as well. And you also want to make sure that you're putting everything applicable that has to do with price and payment. Maybe you start out working with them for a larger fixed rate to clean up their work, to clean up their business or clean up their QuickBooks file, or maybe they need to set up a QuickBooks file. So that might cost $2,000. So you can write out in the contract, initial setup is $2,000, and then after that, it's going to be $500 per month that we're working together. And these are the things that I'm going to complete after that. And most of us aren't super familiar and comfortable with complex legal language. So I think it's fine to somewhat make it in everyday words and everyday writing and make it easy for them to understand. So there's not a big line of text that they have to sort through. I think bullet points are great. I think headers are great. And I did find a free resource that I'm going to link for you guys. I'll show you a little bit of screenshots as I'm talking about it as well, or screen records. So it's from this website called Freelancer Map. I'm not associated with them at all, but I just found this from Googling. So that is another tip that I would recommend. So maybe you want to start with this Freelancer Map template, and then look at some other websites, look at other things that other people include in their contracts just by Googling free contract for freelancers or something. And then you can be oh, okay, this freelancer template doesn't work for me in this instance, so I can tweak the wording a little bit. All right, so you can see I just like this one because it was laid out really simply and in fairly easy words to follow. So it has your names at the top, then it has description of services, pricing, and payment schedule terms. So that's also important. So are they paying you monthly, and how are they paying you? Is it automatic bank transfer, or are you sending them an invoice? That's really important for people to know, and for that to be spelled out on your contract as well. Oh yeah, start date is important. So make sure you have, it's probably indefinitely, hopefully, or maybe it is just a one-time project you're working on. So spell out the dates that it begins and possibly ends. And then they have a legal blurb here that talks about me as a bookkeeper, I'm not responsible for errors. So, and for example, I've also seen it recommended, put something in there about if the client doesn't give you accurate information or enough information, you as the bookkeeper are not liable. And I recommend that you get E&O insurance, so errors and omission insurance for your business. And oftentimes, whoever is providing that insurance will ask if you have a contract. And I think it's probably a discount if you have this contract, because then they can tell that you're putting processes in place to protect yourself. So this is kind of an example of that. Like you as the bookkeeper are not liable for their, mistakes. All right, and then in this example, they have a copyright section. I would probably tweak this because it doesn't really apply to bookkeepers. Like it talks about having a project portfolio that you can show to people. Usually as a bookkeeper, your client owns like their data and you own their QuickBooks file, I believe. So I have heard of instances where maybe the client didn't pay for, your services. They try to skip out on their last bill or something. And then at that point, you as the bookkeeper don't have to hand over the QuickBooks file because that is the work that you've been doing. So I'm not sure. I think different people do it differently. But that is something that would be helpful to spell out in your contract. All right, and just like I mentioned earlier that my class, I give you a contract there. If you sign up for Bookkeeper Launch, they also have a contract in there. They call it a letter of engagement. And they have, you guys, I always talk about Bookkeeper Launch, but it's just so thorough and they give you so much guidance that it really, if you're really ready to invest that time and money, it is a great return on your investment. So I did do a quick screen record of this, just of the index of this program, just so you can kind of see everything that's included in here. So if you go to this conversation to close, you can see they have all the stuff about the initial consultations, and then they suggest that you give a proposal or a plan to the client, and they say do it live, like don't just send them a document, do like this little presentation that answers all of their questions and fixes all of their pain points, because you would have met with them earlier, asked them about what their business pain points are, and then you come up with this solution or this plan. So you're like, okay, I'm going to move you to QuickBooks. I'm going to help you get set up in this way. I'm going to put all your bills in bill.com so it's streamlined this way. Oh, I know you had that problem about this part of your workflow, and this is my solution for that. So they say, put together this proposal plan, present it to them, and then after the client has said, yes, I want to work with you, then send them this letter of engagement. And they give you all those templates to all that stuff that I just mentioned in Bookkeeper Launch. So feel free to email me if you have any questions about that. And there's a link in the description box below that helps support my channel if you use my personal link. Now I'm going to go through Hellosign, and this is just a really professional way to present this contract to your client. It makes a lot more sense in the digital age to not make people like print out a contract and then sign it, or they may not have the right programs on their computer to digitally sign things. So this I found super easy and helpful. So you just make a login in Hellosign, and then you go to this box that says sign or send, and you just kind of follow the prompts. And what I do is I browse for the contract in a Word document that I already have created. So it's all the stuff that I already, approved and like ran past my attorney and is, good for my business. And then you can go into this screen where it has you kind of place these little text boxes or their little signature boxes. So I just scroll to the bottom of my contract, put the signature boxes in there, and I think there's date ones as well. And then Hellosign just kind of walks you through the process. So it sends your client an email and says, please sign this. And, they can type in their signature and approve it or however they want to do it. And then it sends it back to you. Anyways, it does it all for you. So it gives you a copy, gives your client a copy, and it just looks, again, like professional. So I like this program. I'm sure there's other ones you can use as well. I did see another program that you can use to make a contract. I'm going to link that for you. I didn't get all the way through the process because they ask you all these personalized questions, which are great. And then it creates a contract for you. And then it says you can sign up with your credit card for a free trial to get the contract, or it's like $7.99 a month. So anyways, I didn't actually go through the whole process, but I think that you could probably create that contract and then, cancel the service. So just another possible resource for you if that's helpful. All right, definitely leave me a comment down below. Let me know any questions you have about contracts. I'll do my best to answer them from a bookkeeper perspective as someone who's working as a contractor currently. And if you've made it all the way to the end, definitely subscribe for more bookkeeping videos. And a thumbs up helps this video a ton. Lets me know you like this subject and you want to see more videos like this.